What are my eyelids? Wanna copy me? Exactly like I did?
He always gives me the Eminem song when I feel like white trash. So every time I come here, it's been Eminem. And it's funny, I'm not so much white, I am white trash, but I'm also Jewish. Shocker. I posted a joke online that I was Jewish, and I had like white supremacists in the comments like, this guy's not Jewish, he doesn't look Jewish, you know, because usually Jewish people are like, you know, they look like Jewish people. And I am Jewish. Growing up, I was a tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid. And people always told me, I think Hitler would have liked you. Which I think is a crazy thing to say to a 6-year-old, you know? That the most evil man in the world would have liked you, you know? What does that do? You know, at a certain point I started going, I think I would have liked Hitler, you know? And I didn't know any of his policies or anything, you know? My Jewish mother's freaking out, and I don't know. But yeah, I'm Jewish. I feel like Jewish Luke, I'm like the Luke Skywalker of Jews, you know? Like, I'm a Jew like my father before me, you know? Ready to represent. I went to a camp, a Jewish sleepaway camp. And, you know, they didn't really believe that I was Jewish. It was like a reverse Nazi Germany situation, you know? Like, I was trying to fit in there, you know? Like, I hunched my back and pretended I had asthma. You know, Jewish stereotypes. But yeah, I tried fitting in, you know, and they didn't believe it. But what I'm saying about all this is, I swear I'm not on an anti-Semitic tirade. That's the next joke. No, I don't know. But we would play dodgeball at the Jewish camp. And typically, each team kind of had like a counselor on their team. You know, and it was kind of like a pact that at this camp, you know, the counselors would only really go for each other. You know, but our counselor, his name was Guy, and he was from Israel. And when we asked Guy why his name was Guy, he said it was like an old trick, you know, that made him harder to sue. You know, it's like, I want to sue Guy. And the lawyer's like, of course you want to sue a guy. What's his name? Guy. Guy. Anyways, we'd be playing dodgeball at this Jewish sleepaway camp, you know, and Guy from Israel, you know, they had the pact, just go for the other counselor. But Guy, he would be missiling these kids, you know. He would just be straight bombed, you know, he had a rocket of an arm guy, you know, from Israel. And he would just be missiling us kids. He didn't care if you had asthma, wheelchair, just missiling us, you know? And like, and we're like, Guy, what are you doing? You know, and he's like, a German counselor did it to me when I was a kid, so, I don't know, he was, Guy, you know, he started moving the 50-yard line up more and more until the kids were, you know, they didn't even have the space. Then, you know, he was like, he got everyone out, he started throwing the balls into the stands. And we're like, Guy, what are you doing? And he's like, eventually they will be in the game. We have to get them out now. It's a preemptive throw. And then he bombed Iran. I don't know. And now I'm going to die, is what I'm saying. What a country that is, Israel, huh? I think this side supports Palestine and this area is awesome. Moving on. But as a little boy, you know, when you're little babies, they rub the alcohol in babies' gums, you know, so they stop crying. And my mother is a big component of that. Proponent? What's the word that means you support? Proponent. Anyways, she gave me a lot of alcohol when I was a baby, you know? And then it became like a party trick, you know? Every time there was a party, you know, the 3-year-old me would walk up, you know, and they'd let me sip the beer. And it got to a point, like, we were stopping at the liquor store, and I'm like, Mom, give me something, you know? She's like, you've been good, you can have an airplane bottle. You know? Take him to school. I became a bit of alcohol. Anybody been to a bar recently? Yeah? Oh, really? When? Now? Okay. I was at a bar, and I was trying to talk to this girl, you know? That's what you do at bars sometimes. Anyways, I'm talking to this girl, you know, but we're getting along, it's going along well. You know, I'm almost at the point where I put the roofie in. I'm kidding, ladies. I don't have enough money to roofie. Don't worry. I had the sleepy time tea bag. Every time she would look away, I didn't don't roofie women. Everyone, these women right here, don't roofie them. That's my job. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, I'm talking to this girl, you know, and then this old guy, this old and 40-year-old, this 60-year-old, old guy comes out of nowhere. He's like, this guy doesn't know how to have sex with you. This guy doesn't know how to treat a lady. And when someone insults you, and it's true, there's not much you can say besides, hey, or nah. So he's like, this guy doesn't know how to have sex with you. I'm like, hey, nah. Anyways, he starts flashing his money and buying her drinks, and he steals her from me. Gold digging bitch. But that's not the point. I said, I gotta get this guy back, you know? He stole my girl. And every guy in here knows the best way to get another guy back is to tell me. Say it. How do you get another guy back? Yeah, just say it. Use your words. Fuck his mom. He said it. All right. He actually said, fuck his... No. So I said, I'm gonna fuck this guy's mom, you know? So I start finding out who he is, you know, and I find out who his mom is. And I'm doing all this hard work, but I did it. I fucked his mom. Thank you. Yeah, clap. People clap. Yeah. Boy, was it hard work, though. Does anyone know how hard it is to dig up a grave that's been buried for 20 years? Yeah, she was dead. Good fuck, though. Kidding. I have a minute. Who laughed like that? You're cool. What's up with a minute? I can't really do anything in a minute. It's like at that point, you guys look at that red thing beeping. If a comedian's ever like doing bad and you're like, oh shit, when are they getting the fuck out of here? It's that little thing right there. Kind of like how I'm doing now. But like we have 25 seconds. Should we watch? Nah, we could get out. I don't know. Like I said, there's not much you can do with a minute. Usually they expect you to finish. I like to finish around 3 seconds. And poo poo pee pee. I don't know.